welcome to the new normal with me and my beyond body experiences. This just happened literally about 15 minutes ago, and it was fascinating. Very, very interesting. So, let me get into it. So, as you know, most of you who have followed this, you know that most of my experiences usually happen sometime in the middle of the night. And again, this was another experience, which is one of the reasons why I'm kind of calling this the new normal. This happened in the middle of the afternoon, probably around 4:50 or so, maybe 5 o'clock, somewhere around there in the afternoon, early evening. And again, when I shut my eyes, I wasn't sure. But it's interesting. I shut my eyes just to nap a little bit, just to rest. And there is a sense at times where I know that it's going to happen, or I have a feeling it's going to happen. I have a certain state of consciousness, I think, is the only way to really kind of tell you. It's this sense of being able to just kind of clear my thoughts and be present and be in the moment and not have other thoughts coming in. Again, this is something that I will tell you as I get into this story is kind of a tip for you when you're doing astral projection. If you can get this state of mind, it's not easy. You really have to achieve it. It's a point where your mind is clear and you are just in the moment. You're just there. And, I think that's the state that I reached. So I stayed there for a while, and eventually, again, like a light switch, it clicked. And I didn't go far. I will tell you that from the very beginning here. I did not go a very far distance at all. In fact, all I did was come off my bed. And again, for those of you who've listened to my beyond body experiences, when I say I came off my bed, it felt like I fell off my bed, but that's probably not what really happened. That's what I associate with the feeling of crossing into another reality, I suppose. That must be what it is. It's a sort of a navigation system that I've built, or that I've created in the beyond body, with going in different angles, different directions. This time I just came, it's almost like I fell again, kind of head first off the bed, and then I stopped. Didn't go any further. Didn't go on a roller coaster ride like I usually do, or like I do at times. And the scene revealed itself fairly quickly this time. I was in a much smaller version of my apartment. I mean, literally, it was half the size of my apartment, if that. There was a bed, there was the wall. I don't even remember if I saw decorations or furniture. What I remember and what I focused on was that it was a very narrow place, very narrow. And so I remember, was I lying down? I believe I was lying down in this reality, and I got up and I started a beeline towards the door, because I knew one of my goals is to get outside, because I want to see what the world looks like. I want to see what this new world, this new place, what is this reality like? Is it, what am I going to see? Who knows? I never know when I arrive in a new reality what it's going to be like. I know it'll be similar to Earth, but I don't know exactly what the similarities are going to be, and or what the differences are going to be, because there's always slight differences. You have a sense of things being different. Anyway, I ran down the stairs. I remember this. I mean, I hustled. And again, for those of you who have followed my channel, you know that I walk with a cane. One of the ways that I know that I'm in the beyond body is when I can use both my legs and not even worry about it, not even worry about a cane. I was able to do that. I mean, I ran, I booked down the stairs, and the stairs, they weren't very far. Again, I wasn't paying attention to the other surroundings too much. I was just trying to get out the door before I lost my grip on this reality. So I opened the door once I got there. I arrived at the door, opened it up, and I got to be outside. It was daytime in this place, as I recall. And I was in a neighborhood of some sort. I started walking down a path and just kind of looking around. It seemed very similar to our world where they had houses. Houses seemed similar. I will tell you that the one thing I did notice as I walked was that one of the houses, anyway, had much more depth to it. And I think that's the sense that I got. I got the sense, I remember I walked by this house. It didn't even seem like a house to me. It was like a huge place. It was like, it seemed like, it was funny. I looked inside. When I looked inside, I was like, how in the world? It seemed like it was larger on the inside than it was on the outside to a certain extent. Maybe that's what I'm thinking. Or just that it just seemed as if there was so much more space. But as I walked, as I recall, I didn't see too much of a difference between our world and this world. This was a very, very similar place. And I also remember as I walked, a few things. Again, there were houses, it was a neighborhood. The street seemed to be more like, it wasn't like a paved street. There was like dirt, and it didn't seem like, yeah, it didn't seem like it was paved. And again, looking at the houses or trying to remember the houses, as you know, when I come back from these things, it's like I'm on a clock. I'm trying to remember things. Already, again, things are slipping away from me. I'm beginning to forget kind of what the architecture was. It was maybe an older style, it seemed, to a certain extent. An older style, but it was newer too. I don't know how to really explain it to you. It was somewhere in between. And I remember there were people scattered here and there. I might see someone going a distance down the way as I was walking down this kind of dirt path or whatever. I might see someone walking down the street kind of a distance away, and I would see someone on another side doing something. And I do believe I would see every once in a while, like when I told you I looked into that window and it seemed like it had a lot of depth to the inside of the house. I also remember looking through other windows too. I don't remember that I got the same feeling doing that as well. I don't know. As I moved, as I walked, I believe I saw someone else kind of moving toward me. And this is where it begins to get a little foggy for me, because I felt that this person had seen me and maybe they were approaching me and they wanted to talk to me or say something to me, but I just wasn't able to hold on for that long. So At that point, I lost my grip and I returned here. It was non eventful. There wasn't a lot of interaction with this, which was perfectly fine. And I do believe that I had an opportunity to kind of take things in more. Again, I would say if I were to kind of really just kind of sum this reality up, very similar to our reality, extremely similar. I didn't see any huge differences, but as always, my adventures are so interesting because this was a different reality. And perhaps if I had stayed longer, I might see things that were very unique to this reality. Who knows? And who knows what the next reality is that I will go to? Who knows? Anyway, thank you so much for coming on another journey with me. And until next time, take care.